If I don't have $1,000, I cannot purchase from you. If I don't have $1,000, I cannot be your customer. And that is bad for business. So even if it's going to be different qualities, because obviously if you're selling something for $100 and $1,000, the quality would not be the same. You get what I mean? But at least give that option. Let people have the option to choose from. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Joy here. How you guys doing? It's been a long day. I'm pretty much almost exhausted. I think I have just 20% battery left in my body energy right now because I've been shooting a lot of content today for business and YouTube. Anyways, today I'll be talking about things to consider before starting a business in diaspora, aka abroad, aka obodo oyibo, aka foreign land. But before we start, if this is your first time, please do not make it your last. Do well to like, subscribe, share with your loved ones, leave a comment, turn on your post notification just so you get that notification when I post a new video or when you see my shorts. Okay, anyways, without further ado, let's jump right in. Just to give a bit of a background story, I'm a fashion designer based in Queensland, Australia. I have run my business between countries. It was in Nigeria before I moved here. So in total, it's almost 7 years of running a business. And today I'm going to be doing a bit of, while I'm giving out my points, I'll be doing a bit of comparison just so you have a clearer picture in case you're a business owner who is thinking or who is considering of relocating, or if you run a business and you already relocated. Okay, I'm sure some of these points will resonate with you. Feel free to leave a comment down below if it resonates with you, or if there's something you want to add, or maybe there's a point I forgot to add. Feel free to add it, girl. It's our community. Anyways, if you're like me that migrated from a country to another country, or maybe used to run a business, you would agree with me that running a business here in abroad, I'm not even going to say Australia because abroad is abroad, the struggle is very similar no matter where you find yourself. As long as you're not in your home country, there are certain challenges you're going to face, and that's some facts. Okay, if you're like me that moved, there are certain things that would be so challenging, and that would just keep striking chords in your head because you're like, oh, why am I going through this, or why do I have to go through this? First on the list is the business type. It depends on the business you're doing. If you take, for example, if you run a cake business back home, a cake business will most likely thrive wherever you're going to, because people do birthdays, people do weddings, events. You just need to know who you're supplying to and find a way to reach your market. But the first thing to consider is the business type, right? So some businesses do not thrive across the globe. There are some businesses that you do that only thrive where you find it, or maybe your home country or in abroad. Take, for example, you run a car wash business. To own a car wash business in abroad is not easy. It's not like in Nigeria that you can just go and maybe do home service or just get a small kiosk. Because if you're Nigerian, you know what I mean. Just get a small store where you have to just put your banner and they'll say Aaron's car wash. Boy, it don't work that way here. Anyways, everything is structured. It's pretty much structured in the diaspora. So what kind of business, the type of business you're wanting to do, or the type of business you do, would determine whether it would thrive when you relocate or not. As a migrant myself, I thought about it when I was leaving Nigeria, because like I mentioned, I'm a fashion designer. I wanted to make sure that my business was going to thrive irrespective of where I found myself. So I did a bit of research. So that is one thing I would suggest. I did a bit of research to see what's the best city to move to, the best country, what are the pros and cons, the weather factor, So these are things to consider. In my line of business as a fashion designer, Australia is pretty much accommodating, it's pretty much a thriving country for my business because the weather is not harsh. If it's hot, it's hot maybe, but if it's cold, it's not very cold. So you see people who still do weddings, who still rock ashwebi, wear what they want to wear for events even in winter. So the climate was something I considered at the time. So yeah, that's the business type we're talking about. The business you do would determine whether it's going to be a seasonal business, a business that you can only sell when it's winter or summer or autumn or spring, you know. So that is the first thing to consider. The second thing to point out on is your why. What is your why for doing a business? I mean, if you haven't done a business, for example, back in your country, or you're wanting to start it for the first time, what is your reason for doing it? Is it because you feel like you're trying to reach a need, or is it because you're trying to meet the needs of people in that environment? So say for example, you learned how to do makeup and you come to, or you relocate to abroad, and you realize that a lot of people like to do makeup but they don't have somebody doing it. Is that enough why to want to start doing makeup? Have you thought about the challenges involved? Have you thought about the sustainability of that business on the long run? Except your own is just a fair weather business where you do it whenever it comes up. But if you're looking at a long-term goal, what is your why for doing a business? Because at the end of the day, that would sustain you through whatever the storm that comes through in that business. Because to be honest with you, every business has their challenges, every business has their peak and their fall, every business goes through phases and seasons which you need to educate and equip yourself for. Okay, so that is one thing to also put in mind when you're considering to start a business. The third point is goal clarity. So what is your goal? Which also resonates with the previous point I gave. What is your goal? Is your goal to do this business long term? Is your goal to grow globally? Are you looking at making that business an empire? Are you looking at making it a global name, a home brand, a brand where people can say, oh, that's what she does, this is your specialty? What is your long-term goal? So the best thing to do would be to write down what your goals are. Say 3 months, 6 months. I don't subscribe to the idea of doing like a 5-year plan for a business you're just wanting to start. To me, that is unrealistic. Okay, I feel you should do like a 3-month plan. What do you want to achieve in the next 3 months? Then 6 months, then 9 months, 12 months, 2 years. That way, for every benchmark, for every milestone, you know that, you know, the next phase or the next milestone is feasible. Okay, the next milestone is reachable. So say for example, you're giving yourself a 5-year plan, which like I said is unrealistic, and you in year 1 you haven't even registered your business, you haven't even gotten anything done, you don't have what it takes. How would 5 years look like? Okay, so but when you start small, that way if there's anything you need to retrace or work on, you have another 3 months to strategize, to pick it up again and move. Okay, so that is it. How do you strategize your goals? The next point is your target market. Guys, this is a very, very important. I cannot even begin to emphasize how important it is to know your target market. Yeah, very important. You might think your goods and services, it marks out across all ages, sex, race, religion, or whatever. But sometimes when you relocate, you realize that the need of people in their 60s in Nigeria is not the need of people in their 60s in diaspora. Does that make sense? So say for example, in Nigeria, a lot of our mummies, okay, they like to do ashwebi. So I'm a designer, right? And I know that when you see them, maybe they want to do all this, their mother-in-law genge party, they'll come with their whole tribe. You can be making clothes of almost 1 million just for one wedding because you have a lot of people queued up for the same wedding. You know what I mean? But in the diaspora, your target market can never be such people, because people in their 60s are either in the aged care and they don't give a hoot about weddings, or they wear shirt and trouser. Does that make sense? I'm sure it does now. They don't wear shirt, they wear shirt and trouser. So they cannot be bothered by that. Then even the young ones, okay, even the young ones that want to, be all stylish and all, their sense style is different. they may not fit into your target market. They may not fit into your bracket, the bracket of people that you're trying to sell your market to. And no matter how sellable your products are or your services are, if you are not meeting the right audience, it's not going to work. You're not going to sell. Okay? You need to know who your target markets are. If you know who they are, you're going to target yourself to know how to approach them, where to meet them. Okay, because to be honest, one thing I know about business is Muhammad doesn't have to come to the mountain. The mountain can go to Muhammad. Do you understand what I mean? I'm sure you do. Find yourself, take yourself to where you see your target market. If you know you have anything to do with young people, kids, go to places where you see kids. Go to places and preach your business, okay? Talk about your business. If you know you need to print flyers, do a social media ad, an Instagram ad, whatever it is you need to do, just to put yourself out there, just so that people can see you. Very important. And this is slightly also about visibility. But yeah, you get what I mean. Target market, visibility, they all work hand in hand. The next point will be the cost of starting a business. I feel like a lot of people don't really sit down to do the math, the pluses and the minuses when starting a business. You need to calculate what it would cost you to run a small scale business, because when you're starting out, you're going to start out as a small scale business owner. Okay, this is not to say that your business is going to stay small scale, but like I said, people who start business, they don't start from the top. They start somewhere and then they build gradually to the top. So in that small business you talk about, or that small business you're looking to build, there are certain things that are a necessity. There are certain things that are important for you to have before you start a business. So say for example, I bake cakes. Okay, I know for a fact that I need baking pans, I need baking items, I need cutleries and kitchen utensils, I need flour, I need sugar, I need machines that would help me increase my production. Say I have more orders to deliver within a short space of time. All these things are things you're going to put together and calculate and make sure you have that cost. Okay, now while talking about cost, I also would like to pitch it in that for a lot of people that have relocated to the diaspora, you know that it is not ideal for you to start a business and depend on that business to pay your bills. Now 99% chance your business will take a very gradual turn. Okay, people may not get to trust you easily. People may not get to require a service as you think. No matter how amazing or talented you think you are, sometimes it will take a bit of time for people to gradually come around and begin to patronize you. And until that happens, until one or two people patronize you, you cannot begin to get referrals and the business will not begin to grow. Do you get? So while that is processing, you need a job that is like a backup plan. Even if it's a part-time job, something that would help you pay your bills, something you need to lean on while building that brand or building that empire. Because like I said before, it's not easy to start a business in the abroad. In your home country, it is a bit easy because a lot of people believe in entrepreneurship. A lot of people believe in buying and selling. A lot of people believe in supporting each other. But in the abroad, many people do white collar. Many people do they want to get a cake, they go straight to the shopping mall to get a cake. They don't believe in, I have this contact of someone that sells cake, or they want to make a dress. They just go straight to H&M or Kmart or Zara to get dresses. Very few people want to go through the stresses of making couture dresses or corsetting or slate to fit. You know what I mean? So while you're still trying to get your target market, while you're still trying to build that brand, reach out to as much people as you can, you need to pay the bills. Okay, and I don't want to stress on paying the bills because if you've watched my previous video, you know what I'm talking about. So go back and watch it. I'll put the link in the description. The next point would be SWOT analysis. So SWOT, which is SWOT, stands for strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Every business that wants to thrive must do a proper SWOT analysis. Now, what is SWOT analysis? You need to make sure you have reevaluated your strengths, your weakness, your opportunities, and the threat of the business and the environment which you're considering to start that business. Say, for example, you run an earring business, okay, and you know that you know how to do makeup very well, and you know how it works with advertising and trying to do business. You need to be able to, you need your market to be sellable. Like, you need to be able to put yourself out there. And say, for example, you sell earrings. All you need to do is just to do your makeup, do your hair tidy, wear those earrings, do videos, show it, dingle, dangle it, and the market will sell. Now, your strength is that you know how to advertise for your business. That is your strength. You know how to put yourself out there. Even if you're selling hair, you know how to wear your hair, do videos, done 360, and people are seeing it, okay? Because to be honest, people would rather buy a hair that they see on somebody than a hair that's hung on a rack. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is your strength. Now, talking about the weakness could be that it could be the opposite. It could be that you don't know how to advertise your business, or it could be that in that environment that you're in, you don't have enough space. It could be that you need a bigger space and you don't have it for you to be able to do your advertising. That could be a weakness. So in that point, you have to find an alternative to be able to make sure that that business thrives. Now, talking about opportunities could be that you're in an environment and you already, say for example, you relocated to Canada or Ireland, and when you're there, you're in an environment where there are young people and your business is targeted towards young people. That is an opportunity because you get to utilize it and begin to move immediately, utilize the opportunity of people you have there. Then threats could be factors that could affect, or factors that could impede on your success or the success of your business. One of which I mentioned before is weather. You can be in a country where the weather is hostile, and at the end of the day you realize that a lot of people may not patronize you because it doesn't suit the weather, or maybe your services are not needed at a particular time of the year. That is a threat to your business, and you have to find a way to navigate it. Okay, now another thing I want to talk about is skill. You need to upskill yourself when you're trying to start a business. You need to learn skills that would help your business thrive, especially skills that are acquired in the new country you're going to. So say for example, you're a carpenter and you want to you already know how to do carpentry job, but you come into the country and you realize that there's certain way things are done, but you don't really your experience from back home is different from how things are done. The first thing to do is to go get that skill, learn, upgrade yourself, upskill yourself so that you can fit into the industry where you find yourself in that country. Lastly, I want to talk about logistics. What kind of business do you do? Is your business a mobile business? It means a business where deliveries are easy, so I can be in the comfort of my home and you order something and you have it delivered to me, or you find a way around to get it across to me. How accessible is that business? Most businesses do not try because they are not accessible. So say for example, I live 30 kilometers away from you and I'm looking to get your service, and you don't have the option of trying to deliver to me, or find a way around getting that service or that product across to me. That would be a challenge, because the target market could be nursing mothers, or it could be people who don't have the luxury to just drive and come meet you and get what they want to get. So you have to create that opportunity. Okay, now adding to that, also I'd like to also talk about having a business that fits into different price brackets. Okay, that is very important. I understand that a lot of people's businesses are like on the high side or on the average, but it would make sense when trying to start a business as an immigrant to put prices that are like in between. So say for example, you sell shoes. Okay, you sell shoes, and I know that I'm not a shoe person. So because I'm not a shoe person, I may not be willing to go all out to spend $1,000 to get a shoe, or to spend $500 or $300 or even $100 to get a shoe. Now, the shoes you sell should have a range. So it should be from, say, very low to very high. So if your shoes are all for $1,000, if you don't have $1,000, go to hell. Then how will that business thrive? Do you get what I mean? So what that means is, if I don't have $1,000, I cannot purchase from you. If I don't have $1,000, I cannot be your customer, and that is bad for business. So even if it's going to be different qualities, because obviously if you're selling something for $100 and $1,000, the quality would not be the same. You get what I mean? But at least give that option. Let people have the option to choose from what they want. If they don't have the luxury of money to, if they don't have enough money to get something that expensive, let them be able to choose from the very affordable ones. Okay, guys, let me know if you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you can relate to this. Let me know if you're running a business in diaspora, or if you moved with your business. Let me know your challenges. Let me know what the successes has been. Put that in the comment section below, and also let me know if you like more of these videos, because here for you, whatever you want, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Do not forget to like, subscribe, share, and be a part of this growing community. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, bye.